Growing up in India, one of my favorite lessons to learn about was about the monarch butterflies. So when my family decided to move to South Dakota my freshman year, I was excited to finally see them. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any. I began to wonder, what happened to these beautiful creatures that I've always adored? The disappearance of the monarch butterflies is the tip of the conservation iceberg of an issue that affects not only South Dakota, but our nation as a whole. Specifically, the importance of backyard conservation and why it's crucial that we don't water it down. By taking active steps, such as increasing our use of native plants, reducing our water usage, and reducing our dependence on herbicides and pesticides, we can ensure that species like the monarch butterflies are here forever. Increasing our use of native plants is one of the key ways we can take part in conservation. By planting South Dakota native species, we can create local biodiversity and create an environment that is sustainable for all our wildlife. Some examples of popular South Dakota native species include prairie grasses like big bluestem and little bluestem, wildflowers like butterfly milkweed and purple coneflower, and shrubs like chokecherry and buffalo berry. Efforts to restore these native species are already in progress. South Dakota State University carries out the Native Plant Initiative program, a program with a mission to restore the use of native plants throughout the northern Great Plains region. But as Professor Laura Perkins, facility facilitator of the Native Plant Initiative, points out, getting more people to plant natives in their own home landscaping is the most effective solution for restoration. When looking towards monarchs, the loss of milkweed is directly tied to their disappearance. The United States Geological Survey in 2017 found that more than 3.8 million milkweed stems are needed to reverse the losses in the monarch's north-central region alone. And the only way to achieve that is by every single one of us actively planting monarchs in our yard. Together, we can create a domino effect where yards across our neighborhoods are filled with milkweeds and beautiful monarchs. Now, reducing our water usage is just as important. As we face the harsh reality of drought conditions affecting more than 3/4 of South Dakota, one of the key areas where we can make a significant change is by reducing our water usage. The reality is that if every South Dakotan committed to making a small change in their daily routine by reducing their shower time by 1 minute, we can collectively save 460 million gallons of water every single year. But conserving water is not just merely a matter of convenience. It is our responsibility as stewards of the environment to protect and preserve these natural resources for generations to come. And the simplest way to achieve this is by following the information and resources provided by our cities and communities. For instance, the City of Sioux Falls provides an array of comprehensive water conservation tips within their website. These tips include both indoor and outdoor water conservation, and provides fascinating tips, such as the fact that you only need 1 inch of water per week to keep your lawn green and healthy. By actively participating and utilizing these tips, we can ensure that these natural resources are here forever. Now, reducing our dependence on herbicides and pesticides can go a long way. Herbicides and pesticides directly target not only the environment, but also us humans alike. Pesticide Action Network's report reveals that homeowners in the United States use 10 times more pesticides per acre than farms. An estimated 80 million tons of synthetic pesticides are applied to U.S. lawns every single year. And this reliance is alarming, given the detrimental effects it can have on non-target organisms such as bees and butterflies, which are actually helpful for our ecosystems. When looking towards herbicides directly target our native plants, making it harder for them to survive in our environments. And the best part about native plants is that they are more resilient to local environmental conditions, meaning they require much less maintenance and are much more likely to thrive in our backyards. The plight of the monarch butterflies serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of backyard conservation. Too often, we think that if we aren't a farmer with hundreds or thousands of acres, we can't make real, tangible impact. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. The reality is that every little bit helps. When we all do our part, it adds up to make a significant impact. By taking active steps, such as increasing our use of native plants, reducing our water usage, and reducing our reliance on pesticides and herbicides, we can ensure that species like the monarch butterflies remain in our biology textbooks, rather than in our history ones, as the story of an extinct species. Thank you.